What if your worst nightmare wasn't a dream? What if the price for a mistake was public torture so cruel, even death took its time? From crushed bones to burning flesh, history holds a horrifying secret. These weren't just punishments, they were warnings, messages carved into the skin of the past. Before we dive into these chilling stories, don't forget to subscribe for more haunting histories and dark truths. Now, brace yourself. What you're about to hear is disturbing, yet very real. Imagine being tied to a giant wooden wheel. You're not just waiting to die, you're waiting to be shattered, bone by bone. This was called breaking on the wheel, one of the most brutal execution methods used in Europe during the Middle Ages. Reserved for the worst crimes, murder, treason, even witchcraft. It was less about justice and more about terror. The condemned was laid across the wheel. A heavy hammer, cold, unfeeling, came down again and again. Not to kill, but to break. Arms, legs, joints, all smashed with precision so the person stayed alive, in agony. Sometimes the wheel was raised so the entire town could watch. A public reminder, disobey the law, and this could be you. Some victims survived for hours, some for days, left exposed, their twisted bodies slowly giving out. It wasn't just execution, it was psychological warfare. Next, we leave crushed bones behind and turn to something even more haunting. Waterboarding. It sounds harmless, just water, right? But this ancient method turns every breath into panic, every drop into torture. The victim is strapped down, head tilted back. A cloth is laid over their face. Then water is poured, slowly, steadily. The sensation, drowning, over and over again. You can't breathe. You're gasping, choking, panicking. And yet, you're not dying. You're just suffering. Unlike broken bones, this method leaves no visible scars. But inside the mind, it leaves deep, permanent damage. Even in modern times, intelligence agencies have used it. Some call it enhanced interrogation. Others call it what it is: torture, fire. In many cultures, it represents purity, cleansing. But in medieval Europe, fire was used for something else: execution. Burning at the stake was the punishment of choice for heretics, those who challenged religious or political authority. Witches, rebels, even saints like Joan of Arc were tied to wooden poles, surrounded by dry wood, and set ablaze. But this wasn't just about killing. It was a show, a public event. People gathered in the town square to watch. The flames didn't always burn fast. Sometimes they were arranged to start at the feet, climbing slowly, painfully to the chest, and then the face. Screams filled the air. Smoke choked the sky. They said fire would purify the soul. But really, it was about power, about fear and control. Now let's go even further back, thousands of years, into a method that still exists in some parts of the world today: stoning. No executioner, no blade, just a crowd, a circle of people, and stones. The accused, often buried waist-deep or tied to prevent escape, is hit again and again with rocks. The stones are chosen carefully, not too big to kill quickly, not too small to be harmless. This punishment isn't just physical, it's communal. Everyone takes part, everyone throws. Justice in this case becomes a collective act of violence. Stoning has been used for crimes like adultery, blasphemy, and betrayal. It's mentioned in ancient laws, religious texts, even practiced today under certain systems of law. It can take minutes or hours. But the end is always the same: a slow, painful death. Across time and cultures, humans have devised unthinkable ways to punish one another. But these punishments weren't just about the person tied to the stake, or the wheel, or the bench. They were about control, fear, and a message: obey or suffer. Yet behind each method lies a question we must ask ourselves: how far is too far? And when does justice become cruelty? If this video made you think, like and share it. And subscribe for more stories that reveal the darkest corners of human history. Until next time, stay curious and stay aware.